Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and thanks to the Australian Institute of Packaging and the Informal Market to giving me the possibility of attending the Global Packaging Forum at ProPack Asia in distance. My name is Paolo Crasta. I'm the Executive Director of UCIMA. UCIMA, as you all know, is the Association of the Italian Manufacturers for Packaging Machinery. I'm here to present you some highlights on the global packaging market as far as machinery manufacturers are concerned, and some trends that we are seeing in the European market. As you may know, the packaging industry has not been affected by pandemic. In fact, according to our business intelligence company data Max, the average growth before 2020 of the global market was 4.4 billion growth every year. And we estimate that for the next 2 years, starting from 2001 to 2023, the growth will still be on track and the market will go up by 2.1% yearly. So this is a sign of the strength of the market. We all know that Europe is the main producer of packaging machinery, and in particular, Italy is leading the market, followed by Germany and US, and China is the fourth player in the market. So we can say that 70% of the world production of packaging machinery is presented and led by 5 countries. While if we speak about consumption, packaging machinery are mainly consumed both in US, which is the main destination country, followed by China, Japan, Germany, and Italy. If we take a closer look at the Italian market, which I said before is the more important industry among the competitors, in 2021, we reached a turnover of 8.2 billion euro with a growth of around 5% in respect to 2020. This sector is made up of over 600 companies, and we have a 5.6% of exports. So it means that more or less 70% of the Italian production of machinery is exported worldwide. We see the trend which is keeping growing even this year. In fact, we have a growth of 7% in the last months, and we have an average backlog of orders, which means incoming orders received by clients of our companies, which is worth 6.7 months, which is a record number, as you can see on the chart. Talking about forecast, even though it's quite difficult to make a forecast in this difficult period, our companies, the Italian companies, remain positive about the future. 80% of them forecast a positive growth in the next quarters of the year, and this is confirmed by the forecast and the expected growth for the next 3 years. According to our data, the global turnover of the packaging industry is supposed to grow by 2.1% yearly for the next 2 years, and we reach almost 50 billion euro. Of course, as you can see in the chart, we will have different percentage of growth in the various countries or regions, and Europe in particular will lead the demand of packaging machinery with an expected growth of 2%. Actually, Asia will lead the ranking with an expected growth of 2.7%, and North America will follow with 1.2%. As you can see in the chart, Africa and Oceania will have the most important growth, but of course the total value is quite different because it's lower. So we will see in the next year the market growing, I would say, in every region of the world with different growths according to the maturity of the market and the possibilities of the various countries. We'll try to give you also some indication on some of the most important companies, and we'll see that in Italy, for instance, we will have a growth of around 5%. In China, we will have a 5% growth. In US, 1.2%. So the growth is quite different, but similar all over the world. We tried also to present you a SWOT analysis on the global market, just to try and identify which are the point of strength or weakness of the sector. I would say that the major point of strength that will characterize the packaging machinery market is innovation and technology. In particular, we will see an evolution in the so-called 4.0 industry, which is all the technologies that connect and make machinery more smart and clever, which is leading to servitization, which is, as you all know, the possibility of running a production plant from distance and making a correct analysis of the big data coming from the machines in order to increase production, reduce the stop of the production, and make more efficient your lines. As far as the opportunities that we see for the industry, as I said before, of course, even though we are seeing a pandemic in Europe, we are seeing a growth in the production cost, or we have some local conflicts in some regions and countries. In general, in the next few years, we will see a growing market. So this is, of course, an opportunity for all the players, which is linked to the sustainability. So the need for the packaging industry to go green and to help, as I will give you some suggestions later, to help the clients and the stakeholders of the industry to be more sustainable and understand and make the clients understand the sustainability of the packaged goods. Point of weakness, of course, at the moment we are seeing, especially in Europe and in US, very difficult shortage of components, in particular electronic ones, and the recent lockdowns in the Shanghai area increase and make this situation even worse than it was a few months ago. But notwithstanding this, as I've told you, the incoming orders of the packaging machinery companies are increasing, so we expect that once this shortage and the backlog of orders is over, we will see a strong growth in the market. Another point of weakness, which is that we are overwhelming but is still present, is the mobility and logistic difficulties, both as far as people or the movement of people is concerned, and both of the logistic. Let's say that the Italian companies in the last 2 years have been very good in, and thanks also to the investment they have done in new technologies in the last year, developed a lot of ways of assisting the clients in a remote mode. And they arrived also to start the new plants and new machines from Italy with machines that were installed in other countries. As far as threats are concerned, of course, this increase in prices is reducing, is making the cost increase, and so reducing the margin of the companies, and so it may become difficult not to transfer to the clients the increase in price. And of course, the different availability of components in various countries and in various regions of the world may advantage some competitors of the European companies. Coming to one of the trends that we have seen and highlighted, which is sustainability. We have run an important conference last month in Milan during our show IPACHIMA, which, by the way, was a great success, and I hope that ProPack Asia can also be a successful exhibition, being the most important show in Asia, as IPACHIMA is one of the most important shows in Europe. And we ran, as I was saying, an international forum. Some of you attended the conference. The conference is called Packaging Speaks Green, and we made a 4-day conference on the sustainability issues, trying to highlight the best practice, the make some myth busting, in order to make all stakeholders of the packaging industry aware of the point of strength of our industry, and also on the evolution and development of the sustainability within the industry. Among the speakers, we had some of them who tried to give us an overview on the perception of the customers and of the consumers towards packaging sustainable trends, because in the last year we have seen that the industry was driven by what private citizens, like each of us is, think about sustainability. Coming to the Italian attitude of the customers, around 60% of the Italian customers think that they may have an impact on the environment. And in particular, among the stakeholders of the industry, companies are considered relevant towards recycled packaging by 53% of customers, while government may have a role for the 22% of the Italian people, while customers may lead the transition only for 19% of the customers. And so we think that the industry has the responsibility of trying and make clients and customers understand what are the innovations that help packaging to be more sustainable. In fact, on the other hand, customers are not or not intend to sacrifice the value, the quality, and the convenience of the packaging for a more sustainable packaging. Customers prioritize what threatens them and what's visible. So the solutions that industry provides must learn for this. And in fact, we see that the material which is more under attack in the last year is plastic. Even though people of the industry know that plastic is one of the most recyclable materials and which has the most important qualities, for instance, in the packaged food or beverage. So how can we change, or what we need to change as people of the industry in order to help a transition to more informed customers? We think that a key word is LCA, life cycle assessment. We have to try and give customers a clear indication of the life cycle assessment of our packaged good. Or start again to talk about packaging in terms of carbon storage, emissions, and also remind customers that packaging is an overall resource, and it's important also to maintain the qualities, for instance, of food and beverage. So we come to issue which I know, for instance, Australian Packaging Institute, but also the World Packaging Organization take care a lot, which is safe food. Packaging helps saving food, and we have to remind every day to our communities and customers. We have to remind customers that packaging is a resource and that customers have to make trust in packaging. Another, let's say, trend that we have to avoid being responsible companies is the greenwashing in our communication. And another trend that is arising in Europe, but also in other parts of the world, is the closed-loop materials, the campaigns for the recyclability and the collection of waste or packaging in order to help customers to feel that they are using a sustainable material. So before closing, I'll leave you with some keywords. One is, of course, sustainability. The other is never-ending innovation. The other is new materials. This combination of keywords will make the industry of tomorrow the industry of the future. And we think that the Italian industry and the Italian packaging machinery manufacturer will drive this future and will drive the packaging industry to a more sustainable world. I'll leave you with a short video presenting our companies.